Hey everybody, something different today. I'm feeling a little bit frazzled after the lunar eclipse that we had a few days ago. So I thought I'd just take some time out and modify a deck today. This is my Lenormand, which is basically like a primal or primitive Lenormand deck. It's supposed to be a reproduction of a very early deck. I really like the deck itself. It's quite big though, but that doesn't really bother me. I can still shuffle it okay. It does, I don't know, it's just got a really nice feel about it. The cardstock's quite nice. It does actually feel like really sort of organic, and it doesn't have that real high sheen to it. It's more of a sort of semi-matte type cardstock, which is quite nice. But I did think that I've been playing with it for a while, and I did think that it would look better without the border, and so I experimented with the one card, with the garden card, and I really do like it without the border. I think it looks really nice. It just kind of has that sort of more old school kind of feel about it. Anyway, so excuse me. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the deck. I've got another, I don't usually keep a lot of decks. I'm not one of those people that needs to have like, a massive collection of decks that I don't really use. I prefer to have maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 decks at a time on the go. Just so I can have a nice relationship with each deck that I have, and I have found in the past that sort of as I start acquiring decks, for some reason, like a deck comes in and a deck goes out. So yeah, I try not to have too many at any one time. But saying that, I do have another fairly large deck on its way. It's the La Scarabeo Golden Lenormand, I think it's called, and I'm pretty sure that's like a chunky big deck. So we'll see how that goes when it comes. But anyway, so I know a lot of people use scissors to cut down their decks. I don't. I use a scalpel, a cutting board, and a straight edge. This is how I was taught to trim images at art school, and I just really like to, I feel like I have more control over it, and you get a really beautiful straight edge by using a scalpel. So the thing is, you always you always put the straight edge on the image, so that if the knife slips, you're not cutting into the image, you're cutting away from the image. But yeah, it's as simple as just lining it up. I'm trying to cut the whole black border off so that when I do the edges, there's no black border. And it's as simple as that. It comes away so easy, and it looks really nice. So yeah, and then all you have to do is just, you can line it up on one of the sort of thingy-majiggies here. And scalpels are so good. They just, I don't ever push too hard. I usually just sort of have a nice few cuts. And there we go. These are going to look really nice. And doing it this way, by cutting on this side of the card, I'm making sure that I'm cutting off the back edge. Or see, I haven't really done it there, so I'll have to go back and fix that one up. They're obviously not all quite aligned, but that's cool. And yeah, cut him off, get rid of him. How's he look on the back? Yeah, so I might just have to straighten that up a little bit. So yeah, it's a pretty kind of cruisy day here, and I just thought that, like, doing something like this might, this little hole punch is pretty cool. Corner punch. Yeah, so there we go. Nice cards. Much happier. Not too bad. They're lining up pretty well. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead, do the rest of the deck. and I'll check back in with you soon. All right, so that's it. They're all done. Took me, I don't know, what, half an hour or so. I think they look really cool. They just look more, to me, they look more authentically like old playing cards, which is what this, or like an old deck, which is like the whole idea of this style. I'm really happy with how they turned out. Might actually do the edges of them in a color, maybe like a green or like a brown or something. I'm sort of thinking about that. I don't know yet, but yeah, they turned out really well, I think. So if you see in the spread, see, just without the borders, they just look like way more like an actual old deck that you'd pick up at a flea market, like a second-hand shop somewhere. They just look, you know, I don't know, I just think they look heaps nicer. And yeah, so when the other deck arrives, I'll still have like a big deck that I can use as the houses, which I do sometimes in a grand tableau, although apparently that's like a massive deck, so I don't even know if it'll fit. But yeah, I don't know, I reckon they turned out really nicely. It is a nice thing to do with your cards, like if if you'd like to kind of have more of that relationship with your cards, like to actually make them more sort of attuned to your energy. I just think it's a nice thing to do. I mean, after all, they are just like mass-produced pieces of cardboard with pictures on them that come out of some factory somewhere and, you know, pass through however many hands and whatever before they get to you. So this is just another level of kind of infusing them with your intention and your energy, I guess. Like, you don't always have to do it, but yeah, it's just a nice thing to do if you've got a deck that you want to do it with. So anyway, I think they look really cool. Yeah, so stay tuned and I'll do a reading with them at some point in the near future. Cool. Namaste and amor fati. Cheers.